and Adam. I'm Jack Tomzak. That is Ben. That is not Ben Cruzy. That was a long time ago.
Wow.
I need to focus on what I am doing at the time.
Any
working on your video.
Any minor mistakes I've made this morning have just been overshadowed by that.
Yep. Well, that'll happen.
That's
once
funny.
in a while. Facebook.
We're all people. It's
Right.
Hey, if you want to win $50,000,
I want $50,000.
you can't. You're ineligible. We've got your chance right now. Text.
Only employees are not eligible?
Correct.
So you know who is then?
Tom Emmer.
Ben. And Tom.
And Tom Emmer. This is your chance to win $50,000. What we're going to do is you're going to text the keyword GAME, G-A-M-E. You're going to text that word to 45495. Everybody that texts that keyword to 45495 within the next hour is going to be eligible for a $1,000 drawing, and that $1,000 winner is going to be registered for the $50,000 grand prize. So text the word GAME to 45495 within the next hour.
And at 7:20, an opportunity for you to win a Pro Flowers gift card and play a little parody song game. It's going to be awesome.
I know
parody songs are great.
They're so good.
Joining us now from Washington, D.C., former occupant of that chair over there and Delano City Councilman, Tom Emmer.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, Tom. How are you?
Who's this? I'm calling into the Andrew in the Morning show.
That's Monday.
Oh.
After
I fired Jack.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, good morning to both of you. And Andrew?
Yes.
I have to say, I was thinking of you last night. You know, I was walking back and forth voting until about midnight or after midnight last night, which is interesting when they do that. You kind of wonder if the leadership is trying to stay off the 10 o'clock news. I'm not sure what that was about, but, you know, I'm not in that back room. But I was thinking of Andrew Lee, because as I'm coming back from one of the votes, it's I wonder if the Vikings drafted Christian Ponder again. That's all I can think of. Andrew Lee told me that Christian Ponder was not going to be as bad a pick as I thought.
No, I was a big advocate for Christian Ponder when they drafted him. I remember telling you and several other people, you're going to love this pick in a couple years. This kid's going to work out.
We were talking about you because I brought that up when I got back to the office. I got a couple of staff guys who are big football fans, and frankly, one of them's a big Vikings fan. But I came back and I said, "Oh yeah, you know the producer, now the big talent personality guy at whatever
they call it,
KTL, TCNT. Okay.
Well, it changes. You know, it's like it never mind. Anyway, I said this, and they reminded me that you know how they have that panel that after the pick is made, they all evaluate. You know, they weigh in the commentators.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And this guy was recalling that when Christian Ponder was picked, the four people that were sitting at the table, they go back to them or they cut to them. And they're sitting there speechless. And Mariucci apparently says, good pick. Good pick.
I remember when that pick
better last night, gentlemen.
Yeah, I remember when that pick got made. I was pretty surprised that that he went as high as he did. I was pretty surprised to see the Vikings pick him. But I'd watched Christian Ponder play. He played for Florida State. I'm a Florida Gator fan, so Florida State's their big rival. So it's a team that I pay a lot of attention to.
So sad.
Just be quiet over there.
Yeah.
And I thought after watching Christian Ponder play in college, I thought several times this guy's going to be a good pro quarterback. But I was wrong.
Well, I think
not the first time or the last time I've been wrong about college prospects.
I think after last night, we can honestly say the Vikings are on their way up, and our neighbors to the east are on their way down. It's just a matter of time.
That's right. When you are at the bottom, only place you can go is up. When you're at the top, you might slide a little bit.
Oh, Jack, you just were too young to remember the dark days of Green Bay.
Oh, no, Tom, I remember vividly the Lynn Dickey, Randy Wright, Lindy Infante years.
Wow. That's
well aware.
David Whitehurst.
Bart Starr, great quarterback, bad coach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got other things to talk about. Sorry to take you off on that.
No, that's fine. I enjoy talking about the Minnesota Vikings. Tom, I see that you participated in Min Post's 2015 Min Roast a week ago.
I did.
I watched the video of your speech. Was pretty good. Did you write those jokes yourself?
There's a video?
Uh-huh.
Well, they told me there would be no video.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your only term in Congress.
Actually, it's disappointing to me because they put out an invitation to everybody, and you have primarily the Democrats who show up for the event. It's a wonderful event. I mean, Andrew, our friend Brian Turner, BT, of a different radio station who used to be with
down the hall with us.
Yeah. He's one of the primary people that's involved in it, and it was a gas. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it seems like a fun event. I've not been to one of those before. Is that the first one you participated in?
No. This is I think they've done 7 or 8 of them, and I've been there for 3 of them. And but this is the first one that I literally did a presentation or a skit, whatever you call it, by myself, where. We put the desk out on the stage. If you've seen it, Jack, you know what I did. It was basically a mock-up of my weekly video updates, and I had somebody come out and say, okay, Congressman Mark from Anoka has this question. What's the highlight of your first 100 days? And we had a whole routine, but my favorite was just the way it started, because you can't see past the lights. You know that there are 1,200-some people in the building. It was at the State Theater, but you can't see them. You can feel them and you can hear them, but you can't literally see them. And it started out with, well, there really isn't a highlight in my first 100 days. I don't know that you can pick one. I said, but I have learned so much. And, Andrew, you will appreciate this because the social media dinosaur that I am. I have to learn this stuff. And I started out by saying I now have a Facebook account. I have a Twitter account. I've done 2 telephone town halls. And the staff in my office, they're younger. They have taught me about this new way of communicating called Snapchat.
Oh, boy.
And, they've explained that Snapchat, you put something out there, and in 10 seconds it disappears. And I stopped, gave it that pregnant pause, and everybody was waiting. And I said, so in other words, it's a lot like Hillary Clinton's email account. It went over. I think even though the political persuasion of the crowd was probably heavily weighted one way and not necessarily my way, they were very gracious.
Well, that's the spirit of that type of event. It's not supposed to be, pick on your political opponents and score political points. It's supposed to be, let's all get together and laugh at ourselves.
Well, you know who's really funny, by the way?
Who?
Mayor Hodges.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. She's got this dry, deadpan delivery. And she read emails that were not very kind to her. And she just did it with a very straight, unemotional approach. One of them referred to her as Betsy Ted Cruz Hodges.
What?
She was good.
So many similarities there.
Somebody's got their parties mixed up.
So, Tom, invited to do the Min Roast with Min Post, loved now by the Star Tribune.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we looking at a party switch soon, or what's the plan here?
Jack, get off my team. Jack.
All right, Tom, we're running short on time, but I want to ask you before.
Goodbye.
Hey, hang on. An issue that I am unfamiliar with, now made aware of, this Open Skies agreement. Yeah. What kind of deal do we have where foreign companies, foreign airlines are getting subsidies from our federal government?
No. Actually, Open Skies, that's you got it reversed. What's going on? The first Open Skies agreement was 1992. We now have 115 of them, and what they are is they try to make sure that our legacy carriers, United, American, Delta, others, that they have a fair playing field around the world. It helps consumers because it lowers costs and it allows them to travel to more destinations. And what has happened, Jack? The Emiratis, in the Middle East, there's a couple of other countries. What their governments have done is they are heavily subsidizing.
It's their governments, okay.
So it's really putting our people at a disadvantage. And really, if we're going to have these agreements, then both sides of the agreement should honor it. And some of the argument you hear back is, well, you know what, the U.S. government has actually done things for their air carriers like antitrust, eliminating or giving them antitrust protections. But that's not the same. I mean, these governments are literally pumping in huge dollars to these airlines, which puts them at a significant advantage. I'll give you an example. So we have a direct flight from a major city in this country to let's say Dubai, all right?
Okay.
We charge a certain price, and what happens, gentlemen, is that that government then heavily subsidizes their airline, and their airline markets our customers for half the price. So we end up losing the business, and if it were a fair competition, it would make sense, but it hasn't been. And the issue is make sure that our airline industry is able to compete with these others in a fair manner. And that's I've signed on to a letter called the Open Skies letter, suggesting that this administration actually try to do something about it in terms of let's start working with these other countries to make sure that they understand you entered into an agreement. You need to honor that agreement.
Thank you for the clarification. That makes a little bit more sense. Appreciate that. All right, Tom, we're up against. We got to take a break. Thank you again so much for taking time with us today. We always appreciate it.
Hey, have a great Friday and a wonderful weekend. I'll talk to you next week.
Take care, Tom.
All right, man.
When we come back, an opportunity for you to win a Pro Flowers gift card. Mother's Day is May 10th. You really want to get on this.
What we're going to do is we're going to play some snippets of parody songs that I've been working on that have never made it to air. And you have to identify which stories each snippet refers to. If you want to play, get on the horn now, 651-989-5855. Your chance to win a $100 Pro Flowers gift card coming up next.
Up and Adam.
I don't
Jack Live Spot.
about.
On Twin Cities News Talk, AM 11.